Hi, we're here in Lake Forest visiting Hans Manship. He's got an incredible music collection. We want to see what it looks like. Hopefully we can hear him play a few things. He lives in this beautiful section by the lake.
Come in the door.
Hey, Hans.
I'm good. Good to see you.
Today on FryTheChef we have episode number 100. That's right, 100 episodes in 1 year. And I can't believe that people actually watch, but thank you for doing so. I'm here with my good friend Hans Manship, and he and I have been diving all over the place, but we're not here to talk about diving, we're here to talk about ancient instruments.
Yep.
And not only can Hans play these ancient instruments, but he actually made a whole bunch of them. So Hans, why don't you take us on a tour and show us what you got?
I'd love to, Conrad. We had a musical group for 9 years called the Dorser Minstrel, and we played historical music from 100 years back to 3,000 years ago. And we used a lot of handcrafted, handmade instruments dating all the way back to biblical times, the time of David and the Psalms. Let me show you a few things here. We've got a flamenco guitar. We've got a banjo from the experimental period of 1890. Bulbul from Pakistan. Moon guitar from China. An African bow harp. Go from a Peruvian instrument. A kinnor from Israel. An African shofar from Israel. We've got a balalaika from Russia. This banjo was played in the Civil War. This is from around 1850-1860. This is called a tater bug. This is from Italy. It's a mandolin. A 3/4 size sitar from India. Pipes. Yeah. A Mid-Eastern lute. This is a bowed psaltery. This is a bowed psaltery which is mentioned in the Bible. This is an American zither. We got a Jew's harp from the Civil War. A hurdy-gurdy. This is a steel pan or a steel drum from the West Indies. A conga drum, a shekari, an African talking drum, both from Africa. An American banjo. We've got a classical guitar. A ukulele made out of a coconut, which is fun. A stand-up bass. A doumbek. A pan. And it's nice to show them and talk about them, but let me give you an idea of what they sound like. That's the key to an instrument. Now let me introduce you to these instruments that I have made personally. This is a long neck lute from the 1700s, and it sounds similar to a 12-string. This is an Irish Celtic harp, and I designed and carved it patterned after the one that Mary, Queen of Scots, owned. And here's how it sounds. This is a variation of a harp or a lyre, and it's called a kinnor. And this is what David would have played as a shepherd boy 3,000 years ago. This is an African bow harp made out of a bull's horn and a gourd and horsehair. And here's a little how it's very primitive sound. Here's a hurdy-gurdy, more properly known as a vielle à roue. There is a rosined wheel, and when you turn the crank, it bows the strings. So here's an idea of the hurdy-gurdy. Kind of like a stringed bagpipe. Well, Conrad, thanks for coming. I hope you enjoyed the tour.
Gosh, Hans, this was great. These instruments are amazing. Do you ever play rock and roll on them?
These instruments aren't really meant for rock and roll, you know. I'm sorry.
20 bucks?